Welcome back to Learning the Tamil Alphabet, presented to you by LearnTamil.com. This is a continuation of Lesson 1, and in this second part of the lesson, we're going to continue learning a couple of more consonants. The first consonant is ip, which is like the English letter P. It's very easy to write. Oops, put a dot over it. So just 3 line segments or right angles, just like you're starting to make the letter ta or da, and then a third line continues it. And good examples of this sound in the English language are in the words hip and top. If we remove the dot from this letter and the letter begins a word, then we get the pa sound, just like we learned in the previous lessons with the ma sound or the ta or da sound. This is the pa sound using that schwa sound, a. And a good example in English is the word punish. But if this letter is in the middle of a word and follows a vowel sound, like in the English word able, we get a ba sound, like the English letter B. A couple of more examples. If we have this up letter followed directly by pa, then we get uppa. Kind of like the sounds that we hear in the word apple, so I'm pronouncing it to give you this ippa sound, apple, or the word upper, apple, upper. So notice I'm not hesitating, but emphasizing this first P sound. But if the pa letter follows the then we get a ba sound. So it's ba, like the English word crumble, or the English word amble. And I've written the English word ample with a line through it because it's impossible to make this particular combinations of sounds in the Tamil language. So if we have, like in the English word ample, we have an im sound followed by a pa sound, but by default, or I guess in all cases, when we have this combination of letters, it's going to be imba, so it's going to be pronounced mba. So you can't make this, it would have to be pronounced amble. But don't worry about that for now. If that sounds confusing, we'll show examples of it coming up. The next consonant is ra, and I'm writing that R-A. This is close to the English ra sound, like the English letter R, but not really. And similarly, if we put a dot over it, then it approximates the English R sound, but not really. And let me explain why. Here's another diagram of the mouth and cross section. So again, we have the nose, the upper lip, lower lip. These white things are the teeth, and then this thing here is the tongue. And I'm going to write an English word and ask you to say it to yourselves, say it out loud. And the English word is roar, roar. And if you say it a few times, you'll realize that your tongue is actually somewhere near the back of your mouth. Roar. But notice where the tip of this tongue is. It's at the front of the mouth near the teeth. Try to put the tip of your tongue at the front of your mouth next to your teeth, just like it's shown in this picture, and keeping your tongue in that same position, try to say the word roar. And I think you'll find that it's very, very difficult. In fact, it's probably impossible to say the word roar like I'm saying it right now with your tongue in this position. It can't be done. And the reason we have this particular picture up is that the Tamil letters ra and ir are made with this particular tongue position. So the tip of the tongue is right at the front of the mouth, and these letters are made with a single flick of the tongue. I It's hard to describe, but I guess the way I would describe it if I had to would be that the tip of the tongue kind of starts near the top and then makes a single flick down and then comes back up. So ra and ir. When you say ir, it doesn't actually move. It just stays stationary in this position. Practice makes perfect, so keep trying that, and you can practice it as we're doing words, and you'll get better and better. Alright, so a quick review of all the letters that we have learned so far. A, da, it. When this da letter follows it, it's ta. Ma, im, ma. Up, uppa, umba, and pa or ba, depending on where the letter is found in a word. Ra and ir, similar to but not quite like the English R. Alright, so let's pronounce a couple of words. Here's the first one. So we'll use our trusty transliteration scheme, and I've got this box here just for that. So the first letter, ma, and we'll write that in here. Second letter, ra, write that in. Last letter, im. So what does that spell? Ma, ra, im, maram. Maram is a tree. Alright. Next word. So first letter is either pa or ba. Because this letter is at the very beginning of the word, it's going to have the pa sound. Pa, it, ta, this combination here, ta. And the last letter, im. Patam, patam. So patam has a couple of meanings. One is kite, and another one is a type of plaque or certificate. Next word. Again, this pa letter is at the very beginning of the word, so it gives you the pa sound. Next letter, da. And the last letter is ir. Pa, da, ir, padar, padar. Alright, that wasn't so difficult. Now I'm going to give you a few words, and you can practice writing them. We'll do this together. The first word is amarar. Amarar. Alright, so we'll start by writing the transliteration. Amarar. First letter, a. Amarar. Next letter, ma. Amarar. Next letter, ra. Amarar. And the last letter, ir. Alright, so first letter, if we write it in Tamil, a. Next letter, ma. Next, ra. And the last letter, ir. There we go. Amarar. That's easy. Next one is a little hard. The word is pambaram. Pambaram. Alright, so the first letter, pa. Next letters, pambaram. Pambaram. So we heard the im sound definitely, pambaram. And then we heard the b sound right after it, pambaram. Pambaram. So this combination looks like it's going to fit probably. Pambaram. And then ra-im. Pambaram. So pa, that fits because we know that if This letter comes at the beginning of a word. It gives the pa sound, and that's exactly what we heard. Pambaram. Next, ba. And then, so we have the pamba, and then we just need to add ra'im. So pambaram, a spinning top. That was pretty good. And that ends this particular lesson. This is part B of lesson 1.